Hello and welcome to Channel Duello. The new Gwent expansion set, Way of the Witcher, is finally out, and it's time to review each card in the set. But I decided to do this in 7 parts instead of shooting a long video. Why am I doing this? First, that would be kinda boring. Second, the cards in this expansion seem to have strong interactions among themselves, and it looks like they are designed to be played in thematic decks. So I'm going to be reviewing the set faction by faction plus the neutral cards and upload these videos consecutively. So by the time you're watching this, hopefully all the videos will be uploaded. So make sure to check out the rest of the videos in the playlist which I will provide below. And this introduction part will be the same in every video obviously, so feel free to skip it and enjoy the rest. Welcome to Syndicate faction review for Way of the Witcher set. Well, in Way of the Witcher, Syndicate is unfortunately not represented by Witcher School. Instead, it's Way of the Salamandra, and their motto is investment and sacrifice, according to CTPR description. And as you understand from the name, Syndicate will be full of Salamandra cards, so that's the theme, and poison, self-poison, is also another theme that's being pushed in this expansion set for Syndicate. We're going to start with bronze cards. Obviously, they don't have any witchers. Instead, they have some Salamandra, bronze Salamandra cards. What are they? Well, the first card is Failed Experiment, 5 provision card for 9 power. But what's its downside? At the end of your turn, it's going to lose 1 coin. If you have coins in the bank, obviously, you're going to lose 1 coin. If you have no coins, damage self by 1 instead. So she's gonna eat your coin sources. But if this card is poisoned, disable this ability. So if there is a way, to poison this card, you can stop the bleeding, the coin bleeding, let's say, and this card could easily become a huge point slam card. For only 5 provision, you can play 9 or maybe an 8-point card if you do it in the following turn. So I think it's quite good if you have some self-poison cards in your deck. Salamandra Abomination. Similar cards instead, in terms of self-poison theme. And 5 power, 5 provision, on deploy, if you pay the tribute cost, which is only 1 coin, it's gonna poison itself. So the self-poison is, on the card. So and whenever this unit is poisoned, it's going to boost self by 2. So if you have 1 coin, in the bank, if you play this card, it's going to come out 7 power. So not that bad actually. It's really good for value. But if the opponent has some kind of poison tool in their hands, like Nilfgaard or or mirror match, this is a risky card to play, obviously. Plus this there is a bonus, Adrenaline 4. So if you're patient enough and there are 4 or less than 4 cards in your hand, it's going to purify itself, so that poison handicap will be gone. And after it purifies itself, if you have another way to poison it again, at the end of the turn, it's going to purify itself. So that is some kind of an engine, I guess. So it's not a bad card at all. But you need to have, self-poison cards, just like Failed Experiment. Another Salamandra unit. This is Salamandra Laki, and it has nothing to do with poison. At the end of your turn, if you gain at least 1 coin this turn, boosts up by 1. So it's a mini engine, and you usually earn coin like for every turn, maybe. But the thing is, only for once you gained at least 1 coin. It says you can earn 4 coins. This is gonna boost itself by only 1, so there is a limit. So it's not directly proportional to your spending or profiting amount. So if you gain coins in that turn, it's gonna only boost itself by 1. So it's not that great in my opinion. Salamandra Mage. Well, This is totally different from the other cards in this set. The only common thing is it's a Salamandra unit, and this mage looks quite useful. And if you pay tribute for, which isn't small by the way, it damages 3 adjacent enemy units by 2. So if the opponent has 3 units side by side, this mage will hit 6, and you're gonna actually pay 4, so you gain a lot, but it's not that impressive in my opinion. You may not find 3 adjacent units, plus that tribute value is too much. Tribute should have been less, like maybe 3 or 2. And there is also an adrenaline catch here, and adrenaline 5, whenever you pay a tribute ability, gain 1 coin. So it is kind of an engine if you're playing tribute heavy deck, obviously. Can this card be used in regular passive flora decks? I don't know, but we have the location to spawn them, so you can test them out by playing the location just here. Salamandra Hideout is the location, and it's gonna play one of the bronzes, and the order ability is really strong compared to other locations order ability. It says move a poison from an ally to another unit, so this could be a toll removal, and packed in 1 card, because you have Salamandra Abomination here. You can choose to poison this card, and then you can move the poison next turn. Obviously it's not zeal order, it's only order. You're gonna move the poison from an ally to an opponent's unit, and if you have a poison card in your hand, you can complete the poison in 1 turn, in a single turn. This is really powerful stuff. So and you can use the other options as well. I like all these locations, and this hideouts order ability is quite strong. But if you don't have a set poison card, or a follow-up poison, the order ability will be obviously underwhelming. So it is kind of a situational. If you can find a good target, this order ability will provide you maybe the most points compared to other locations. So I think this is a good card. Let's move on to the legendary cards. Well, each faction other than monsters have legendary witchers. This one isn't a witcher, but she's a famous character, Rayla. This one is the fallen version of that character, and apparently she's turned into a mutant, Salamandra mutant. She's kind of a complicated card. First of all, 11 provision for only 5 power, but you're getting 3 coins as profit, so it's 11 for 8. Still not good enough. Let's keep reading. Tribute 3, gain Veil, so you can immediately gain Veil, if you pay the profit price. Will you need Veil? Depending on the situation. If you're planning to play a specific combo, yeah, it's gonna be useful. Other than that, I mean, you're gonna play Rayla. I don't think right away, so Veil could lose its value. What about Adrenaline 3? So the text isn't finished yet, so there is more to her that meets the eye. Adrenaline 3. Whenever you pay a tribute ability, boosts self by that tribute cost. And this adrenaline value should have been higher in my opinion. For example, you have a card that has tribute ability on it. You can save that card, play Rayla, and then after you play that card, Rayla is gonna boost self by that tribute cost. But fallen Rayla could be easily killed with a Nature's Rebuke or a similar 5 power special card, so she is susceptible to those kinds of removal. This card is too situational. You need to play tribute cards to complement her, and you need to maybe put a defender before playing her, since she's going to be boosted a lot, because those tribute ability values, I mean, some of them are really big values. The other legendary cards, legendary beast Salamandra, or Salamander, I'm sorry. This is one of the most interesting cards on this set, along with Viper. And this is only one power card for 9 provisions, so this has to be something, you know, quite good, you know, to justify that 1 power. What does it do? Profit 1. Well, it's not still great. Deploy poisoner units. Well, tribute value is really interesting. If you have 9 coins in the bank, no, if you have 8 coins, let's say you play this, you profit by 1, now you have 9 coins, you can play the tribute value and then poison all units on the battlefield instead. So it's gonna poison everyone and increase the profit by 1 for every allied Salamandra unit. So if you have plenty of Salamandra units on the board, the profit will be you know, increase. So profit 1 could be like profit 3 or 4, so you could get more money after playing this card. Salamander is obviously due for a big combo. We have seen some trials, so maybe after I shot this video, Salamander decks could be, you know, competitive. But right now, you know, we don't have an optimized deck, and it is kind of a meme deck, in my opinion. I'm going to talk about it a bit more in the next slides. Let's finish the cards first. Epic cards. Well, we have 2 brothers as epic cards, Blindham brothers, Gellert and Roland. Gellert is the better one in terms of design. Well, Gellert has Profit 2, and he's 7 provision cards with 5 power. So with Profit 2, you know, you get 7 point value, but you can use 1 coin and poison an allied unit and boost it by 2. So if you're not playing an opponent that is using poisoning, so you have to make sure that first, so otherwise it's too risky. You know, you can keep poisoning your units and boost them by 2, and you're gonna use only 1 coin. So normally these, you know, coin spendings are like you know, you spend 1 coin, gain 1 power. They were always like that, but this is against that. You're gonna boost them by 2, you know, but by risking them to a poison. Well, if you're playing against Nilfgaard, I mean, I would probably mulligan this card. What about Roland? Whenever a unit is poisoned, gain 2 coins. So they work well together, apparently. So Gellert Banheim poisons, you get 2 coins from Roland. And Adrenaline 5, whenever an allied unit is poisoned, gain 2 coins instead. And so that could go to 2. No, you still get 2 coins, but it says instead. So, I mean, you poison them, but they're not actually poisoned. You gain 2 coins. So it's like that. I haven't used the card, so I haven't tested it, but when I read it, it sounds like that. I hope I'm not wrong about it. Then the final Syndicate card is a special card, Bronze Special. This is similar to Spontaneous Evolution. It's giving you 3 options. You're gonna select the one that best suits your needs. For red, damage an enemy unit by 4, so you may know that 4-point removal. That could come in handy. You want to poison an allied unit, you know, and do those self-poison mamba jumbas. So that's gonna help with that, and plus you gain 5 coins. So since this card is plus 5 provisions, you know, you kind of expect values like that. And for green option, green mutagen, boost an allied unit by 4 and give it veil. You can use this ability to save a unit from dying of poison. So the opponent poisons the unit, you can, you know, give veil by using this card and save it for another turn. And this one has Salamandra tag on it. If you control at least 3 Salamandra units, profit 3. So if you know, somehow build your deck around Salamandras, you can get additional points from this. So if you're playing a Salamandra theme deck, some of the cards are essential, but I don't think that deck could be, you know, powerful. So those were the cards. Let's take a look at the possible new interactions, and are there any enhancements mechanic wise. Well, the obvious mechanic is self-poison here. There are a lot of self-poison cards introduced. We have almost all of the units are Salamandras, so Salamandra interactions, we have more interactions compared to the past. And we have seen some tribute cards, so if you want to play off the books kind of deck, you can put all of those tribute cards in your deck. And Salamander cards. This is you can build your deck around this card. It is really powerful, but it's really hard to pull the combo off. And I'm gonna talk about it. And also Idran, this card is neutral. I talk about him in the monsters video. But Syndicate also spawns a lot of units, so Idran could come handy. But you know, who's gonna? I mean, some of the cards should give their spot to him. Right now, at this moment, it's really hard to include Idran in a Syndicate deck. But don't forget that he could be useful. Okay, so let's expand these topics. For self-poison, you obviously need units that poisons your allied units. So we had Fistek Trafficker and this Chemist guy before, but right now we have those brothers, the Gleinheim brothers. Especially the one on the left will do the poisoning task, and this one will kind of support that. And you need to have cards that will benefit from getting poisoned. You have those this edict, failed experiments, this abomination, and the location itself. I already talked about those, so self-poison could be a thing, but it cannot be that great as long as Nilfgaard is around. But they are good designs, no doubt. And what about Salamandra cards? They printed a lot of, not actual print, but in-game printed a lot of Salamandra cards. So we could see some interactions among Salamandra units. Right now, stolen mutagens, have that tag. If you control 3 or more Salamandra, we have assault. If I'm not mistaken, you need 2 Salamandra units to get 6 damage instead of 4. And Salamander card also has a synergy thing connected to it, so don't forget about that. So I mean, why are you doing all these Salamander units if you're not gonna be able to come up with a theme deck, which isn't really possible at this time? That deck could be really weak in this meta. And for tributes energy, we have Fallen Rayla and this Mage guy. And the obvious combo would be Madame Louisa and then playing one of these cards, so you can get rid of the tribute fee for once. There are also other tribute cards, but I mean, if you're talking about a synergy, you should probably play these cards. Also, don't forget we have off the books leader skill, and that leader skill will reduce tribute cost by 1. Salamander finisher is like this. If you have Cyana in your deck, which is a neutral card, it's going to replay the deploy ability of these cards. So Salamander, will poison everyone, and then you play Cyana, and then will poison everyone once again. So he will complete the package. If you have some units with only 1 poison on them, they'll be safe though. So you need to really calculate and do your planning. But other than that, I mean, is it worth it? That is a thing to be discussed. Still, I like the design of the cards. It's interesting, and I don't think it's a cancer's interaction what's been planned. But I don't know if you can combine it with Cyana and come up with meaningful strategies. I think this is a deck suited for meme purposes. But if you can pull it off, it's obviously gonna feel great for you. Improvement of existing decks. Well, what did we have before the expansion? Passiflora is always around. After the expansion, what was the name of the expansion that had all the scenarios, those Arabic themed expansion. And Passiflora is really popular. It's really a strong card. So we have engines that use leader ability Hidden Cache, and we have some control oriented other leader ability decks. So Passiflora is popular. And can we include any cards from this set to a Passiflora control deck? I think you can include one of these Blindham Brothers and the location card. They could really work well, especially with Fistech Trafficker. And since Syndicate is playing Poison by default, the location's order ability is quite useful, so you can complete a package just as I talked about it a bit before. What about Congregate Swarm or Crime decks? They used to be really good before this patch came out. I don't think they are that good. And why? Because there are some really greedy cards, and Congregate decks play Devotion. They don't have Heatwave, so the points may not be enough. And besides, there is no card that you could play in a Congregate deck, so what you were playing before the patch will be the same just after the Way of the Witcher expansion. So nothing will change. There is no card that could fit into that deck. Not even a crime card is included. And that concludes my video. I hope you liked it. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And also, make sure to watch the rest of the episodes in this playlist. This was the final faction. There will be another video for neutral cards, and then this series will be complete. So hopefully when you're watching this, the playlist will be complete, so you can watch whenever you have time, faction by faction. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next Duello video.